the normal setup for a transport is that you use a Y or you use a mixer to run both the motors. In either case, most of the time the engines do not run at the same speed. While doing some experiments for another setup for the J20, I came across this, and I believe it is the first. I have now set up to have two differentials on the same channel. The first one will be for the rudder to give you differential thrust, and the second is to be able to make an adjustment, or the second differential, to get the engine speed to run at the same. People like Foreman Tape have experimented and I have mentioned and talked to him, and in most cases they try to get the engines the same, the escapes the same, to try to get the RPMs. But you don't have to worry about that anymore. All you need to do is the following setup. For a mixer, the first lead goes into the throttle and the second lead goes into the rudder. So now you have a setup of the first differential. But in my case, no. Take it out of the rudder and put it into another channel that either has a slider or a pot. By changing the pot or the slider, it now gives you the second differential. So that allows you to set the RPMs the same. And you didn't have that in the control of the mixer. All that did is it gave you one engine going up and the other engine going down, and that's it. It's always using the rudder. Now you can tune it in so you can sync the engines and you can actually hear the harmonics. It is snowing like heck outside, so what I did is I can't do it at high RPMs. So as you can see, I've got a couple containers sitting on the motors, but I want to show you what exactly happens. First of all, what you have to do is do a mix of rudder. In this case, I am using channel 4 with a pot, so I do that and give it its full controls. And basically, that's all you have to do. I do a lot of high alpha, and you have to have the engines roughly the same speed, and then you can adjust with the rudder to if there is a problem with the yaw. Let me show you how this works. First of all, I'll go down to the radio and show you, and you can hear the motors are running at the normal. I'll add left rudder. One goes up, and when I do the right, there is a change in the RPM. Now, watch what happens when I turn the pot. Going left and right, and I can I'll even slow it, and you can shut one off and turn it on. So all you have to do is come up, here it's sinking. The two engines are running together. We go back down, and I still have my differential thrust. Just to show you that it does work, that's just the pot. And this is the rudder. One way and the other. So what I've done is by moving it from the rudder channel to an auxiliary channel that either has a slide or a pot, you add a second differential which allows you to not only have a rudder by kicking left and right, but you now have a second control to end up tuning the motors so they are synced together.